Going on, Trader Gang? Happy Sunday to you guys. We're back at it again with another Sunday market breakdown. So, a couple things. Let me put my thing down a little bit. So, appreciate you guys popping on. Show some love in the chat. All right. So, first things, just a quick update on the $200 account. We had an amazing week last week. We managed to get the account to $1,000. We ended up taking a $500 withdrawal from that. Um, Friday, we entered a trade. Actually, I got into a trade early morning, pre-market. Actually, no, I actually got into a trade during London session and held it through the night, and then of course through the rest of the day. Price ended up going in our direction. We had a sell position, so we ended up getting the account to almost $800. So right now, we currently have the trade still running with two positions. We're still in drawdown right now on the account. So I'll share my screen, show you guys. In a moment here, we will go into, of course, news, and of course, we'll go through the charts and mark them up. So, but just to show you guys where we're currently at. So this is where price is right now. We are, of course, in a little bit of drawdown here. So, of course, I'm trying to see if price is going to reject this supply zone and continue to push down instead of continuing to push up. So, as of right now, we are down $83. We're $83 in drawdown right now. So, we're still in profit overall because the account was at $505. So, we're still up over $240. So we're still profitable. So if price does go above this area right here, then of course I'm just going to get out. I'll close the trade, and then of course we'll start fresh tomorrow morning. So, but I just want to see how this trade is going to play out. As of right now, it's again $83 in drawdown. So we'll see how it plays out. But nonetheless, in the meantime, let's take a look at news. So we got a new week upon us. So 13 days, guys. 13 more trading days in the month. So that's it. So with that also being said, this is going to be my last trading week of the year. I don't want to trade the last week of the year. So this will be the last week. So I'm just going to enjoy the last week with Christmas and New Year's and all that. So Friday will be the last trading day. So let's see. So we have from the 14th to the 20th. So Monday, we do have some yellow folders, but it doesn't look like anything major. Tuesday, we do have we got NFP. So we got pre-market, we got average hourly earnings, core detail, retail sales, NFP. Let's see, flash manufacturing services, 645. So we just got to be very careful here. So we're definitely going to wait and just kind of see what the market's going to do. Because of course we got news here at 6:45. So flash services, so this can spike the market. So we just got to be careful with that. And then Wednesday, nothing really major here. And then Thursday we have CPI. So this is tentative. So, but we have 5:30 CPI. So of course here we're probably going to probably target the correction. So whatever direction it goes in, it's probably going to have a retracement. So we're going to possibly follow that retracement. And then Friday doesn't look like we have anything. So we got two major trading days. So with news, Tuesday and Thursday. So just got to be very cautious there. So let's go ahead and take a look at US30. So again, this is where US30 is. This is a trade that I've been in since Friday. So we're just kind of waiting to see how that's going to go. So Of course, we can see here price was pretty much bullish the entire week. So we pushed all the way up here. We even created a new all-time high, and then of course we consolidated, and then we just dumped on Friday. So we just had a huge pullback, break of structure right here at that 48 695 level. So we're going to see if price is going to continue to reject this area and keep pushing down. Of course, there's not a lot of volume right now. So, again, I'm just waiting on this. So let's go kind of do a top down analysis. So, of course, price is still overall bullish. So I think price can try to, again, push up and retest at all time high again. Or we could have a pullback. So, with that, I'm going to just manually clear the screen because I don't want to clear everything because I want to keep my trade open or recorded where it's at. So we'll just go through these, clear all these out. If you guys have any questions in the meantime while I'm doing this, please let me know in the chat, just so we can clear all this stuff out. So all these areas that I have marked up, just so you guys see, these are all areas of interest. So these were all just supply and demand zones, and prices hit them like almost to a T. So that's why, like, if price is bullish, then of course I know the next supply area or previous demand zone that it could probably go to, and it's been hitting them. So that's there's so many different strategies out there, but I mean, it's trading could be as simple as that, even though trading is extremely difficult. So, so with that said, it's really just marking up areas of interest where price could possibly go, along with following the trend. So that's kind of the biggest thing. So, and it's crazy. This is going to be week 4 on the $200 account. So we've been doing this for a whole month consistently. All right. So this is where I had my original take profit. So don't know if price is going to push all the way down to there. So I could probably move it to like here possibly. So we already have the previous all-time high here, so I'll keep that there. And then I'm gonna get rid of all these. Because we'll mark up some new ones here. So I'll leave that because price could tap into that area. Get rid of this as well. All right, I'm gonna keep that there. All right, so let's go to the weekly here, and then do some markups. Okay. So here we see the overall trend is bullish. So of course we can see here price is making higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So with that being said, if we follow market structure here on the higher time frame, we could possibly see a pullback. So, because again, if we had a pullback here, price pushed up, another pullback, price pushed up again, we pulled back down, pushed back up. We could have a pushback down to possibly 47, 450, possibly, or even lower. So we'll see, because we're also at another new all-time high. So price could continue to keep pushing, but we also have to be careful because anytime we're at an all-time high, it's price is just uncertain. You don't know if price is going to keep going or it's just going to drop. So we just got to rear on the side of caution. So with that being said, so we want to mark up the previous weekly high and low. So here we pretty much have that already. So So this was the week. So this is gonna be this week. So previous high and low is already pretty much there. That's the previous all-time high, which is already there. And then we're gonna mark up the previous low. We always kinda mark that in purple. That looks good. So this is gonna be the previous weekly low. There we go. Previous weekly low, and what do we have it at? 474.53. That looks good. All right. So we have a previous all-time high at 488.79.8. So let's kind of round that off a little bit. So, and then we'll make that purple also. So previous all-time high, and then previous weekly low. So I'll put previous weekly high slash previous all-time high. Okay. So again, with that, let's mark up some demand zone, possible demand zone. So again, price could pull back all the way down to this previous weekly low, like I said, to make that lower high. So we can mark up another area, which would be, let's say, right here, this area. So this would be 46,891.5. All right. So we'll go down on the daily because we can see some levels a little bit clearer. So of course we do have an area right here. We have another demand zone right here. So that could obviously be another one. So let me see. Because I want to look for areas where prices tapped into it multiple times. So I actually think this would be a nice area. So this candle right here. So let me actually change this price point. So this was 46,782.5. So I actually like that. Cool. So we'll change that. So that's kind of it. I mean, we don't need too many areas right here. So I have another area right here on the 30-minute. So that price had previously tapped into. So we can see here. We want to see if, I mean, this should actually be a little bit further. It should actually be down here. Let me get rid of that. Let me see. So yeah, price could actually be like this area right here. So this is the previous supply area. The price could tap into. So again, if we go on the daily, we can see that. So and then that would be 48,402. Yeah, just like that. So again, these are just areas of interest. So that's enough right now until we see like a drastic move to the downside. We're going to see if price is going to continue to push up, and or it could push down to this previous weekly low. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. So the way it's looking right now, I mean, price could push up a little bit here and then reject and then push down even further. So that's where we can push down to this level here. So like if we're on the 4 hour, again, we can tap into these supply zones right now, which are now demand. So, but we'll see what happens there. So, but again, we have to just be very cautious. Price can continue to keep pushing up and surpass and keep creating new all-time highs. So we just have to be very cautious of that because we are very bullish right now. So of course we pushed up. We had a little pullback here. We pushed back up again, consolidated a little bit, and then right here, this was Friday. So we had a huge push to the downside, and then we're slowly trying to recover right here. But price can actually reject this area right here and continue to keep pushing down. So we just got to be kind of mindful of that. If I'm trading here on the 30-minute, like I said, just for me personally, there's still a lot of liquidity right here. So we took out some of the liquidity right here, but there's still a lot more. So I mean, we could literally take all this out. So I mean, that's something that could be a possibility. But again, we need confirmation. So we need to see lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. So like something like this, pretty much down like this. So something like that. So like this peak has to be lower and lower. So that's where we have lower lows and lower highs. So we gotta wait to see that because right now we're just continuing to keep pushing up slowly. So because I'm hoping that it either rejects this area here or rejects this level right here. But I personally don't want to let it get to that level. So 'cause I'm trying to secure as much profit as possible, even though we are profitable right now in drawdown. So that is it for US30. So again, the overall trend is still bullish. So of course, price can continue to keep pushing up. But again, we did tap into a new all-time high or create a new all-time high. So again, price can reject off of that. So we just got to be cautious. Let's take a look at gold. So gold and US30 lately have been kind of mirroring each other. They've been doing a lot of the same thing. So 'cause this is gold. So of course, again, if you go back to US30, they're kind of doing the same thing. So if we see here, this is gold. Gold had a huge sell-off on Friday, and then literally pulled right back up. So what did US30 do? Friday sold off, and it's trying to make its way back up. So they've been kind of moving in sync lately. So of course we had a huge pullback, but again, the overall trend has been bullish on gold for a couple years now. So even though we've had some pullbacks and stuff like that, but the overall trend has been overall bullish. So, but again, if you're trading on like the 30-minute time frame or the 5-minute time frame, you have to be, of course, cautious and catch those proper moves and not get caught in consolidation here. So we can go on the weekly here, and just like I said, price has been respecting this trend. So this trend I marked up last Sunday. So we've been respecting this trend right here, and we're continuing to do so even with that pullback. So that being said, I think gold's going to continue to make all-time highs personally. So we'll clear this up. So again, what do we do? Mark up the all-time high. The all-time high was 43.81 440. Previous all-time high. 43.81.440. All right. So now we got to mark up the previous week's high and low. Previous week high and low. So the high here is 43.51.997. So we'll just go ahead and round that up, make it to 998. Previous weekly high, 43.51.998. All right. Now we got our previous weekly low. That was roughly at about 41.69. 41.69, 9 do 50. Previous weekly low. So 41.69, 950. There we go. So again, I think price of the gold is going to continue to rise. It's going to continue to push up. It's for this. I think it's going to try to retest that previous all-time high this week. So we have that, and then we'll go down to the daily here, so we can see levels a little bit clearer. So again, here we have a demand zone. So it's our previous weekly low. So we can definitely mark that up. So actually on here, the previous weekly high looks a little bit higher, slightly. 43.52, 740. Let's do that. A little adjustment on the previous weekly high. I'll mark this up. I'll do the same thing to, of course, US30 also. But as long as we have the lines there, that's kind of the area of interest. So, so since we're here, like a previous demand zone that we can actually put, we can, just in case price decides to reject, we can put an area right here. So this would be to be at 42.86. Let's do 85. All right, we got that, and then we could have another possible level. Gotta look for another area where price is tapped into multiple times. So yeah, I'd say like right about here. This next candle because it barely tapped into it here, tapped into it here. We had multiple taps into it here before. So this would be 42.57. We'll just round it up, 730. Well, we'll keep it just like that. So I'll bring this down a little bit. Keep it to like right there. So if we go down to like the hour, we can kind of see some areas here. So for here, we have a supply zone right here, price tapped into. We have a demand zone right here, price could easily tap into. And then, of course, we have some previous demand zones right here as well. So, and then, of course, we have our previous weekly low where price could tap into. So, even though we are bullish, of course, price could do this. Price could actually try to retest this previous weekly high and then reject it and dump and literally take it all the way and take out all these lows right here. And possibly we could head down to the previous weekly low. So that could be a possibility. We could have a huge sell off, or price can continue to tap into this previous weekly high retest it, and then possibly break past it, do kind of a retest, and then push right back up. And try to retest that all-time high. So at least that's the way it's looking right now. Of course, on the hour, we have a huge rejection right here. So there was a lot of sellers that came into the market, but it wasn't enough to keep pushing down, and then buyers came in and pushed price right back up. So even like on the 4 hour, we could see the same thing. So price sellers came in, pushed price all the way down to here. And of course, buyers start accumulating, push price all the way back up here. We closed right here, and then price is being pushed back up right now. So that's pretty much it. So the way it's going right now, again, I think gold is going to continue to follow the trend overall, even with if we do get a pullback. So just on the lower time frame, we have to watch out for sell opportunities, but the overall move is obviously going to be buys. So yeah, I personally think price is going to retest this previous weekly high. So of course there could be some buy opportunities briefly, and then of course if we do end up rejecting this supply area, then of course we could look for some sell-offs and some sells. So and then again recapping as far as US30. Again, price is market structure is basically we had a higher high, a higher low, huge higher high, a higher low, and then a higher high. So price could easily continue to push back up. So, but again, we just have to wait because with these two candles right here, this could just be a pullback for price to continue to dump and take all this out, all this liquidity right here. So we just gotta wait for that. Get rid of this really quick. All right. So that's kind of what I see. So personally, I think we can see some sells because again, US30 did make a new all-time high, so I think we're gonna have a pullback. So I think we have to take out some liquidity down here first before we go back up. So that's pretty much it for the breakdown, guys. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys popping on. I love doing this every Sunday. It also helps me get set up for the week. So I mark up my areas, but also I just want to be able to show you guys how to mark up your charts as well. Hopefully, you guys get some value out of that. We will be trading again Monday, tomorrow morning, market open. I usually pop on 10 minutes before market open so you guys can trade live with me. You guys can go to my IG if you want. Of course, if you guys are on here, obviously, you can just go to my YouTube channel or you can follow me on IG, Nikki_Pips. It'll be in the description in here as well. And you can follow me there. And I always have the link in my bio to this YouTube page. So appreciate you guys. I'm ready to get this week started, continue to make some more profits, and we'll see where we can go. We'll see if we can get this account to, who knows, maybe 1,500. So, um, again, appreciate you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe on here, please. I want to continue to grow this channel, grow this page, and we'll see you tomorrow morning if y'all trade live with me. Peace.